Hi, I'm Phil Vischer, the founder of Big Idea Productions. I started Big Idea back in 1993 in my spare bedroom because I wanted to tell you stories. Stories that could make you laugh, stories that could make you cry, but most importantly, stories that could entertain you and your kids while gently teaching biblical values and lessons. In other words, great entertainment that would be part of the solution, not part of the problem. As fun as it's been sharing these stories with you over the last 8 years, I've been looking forward to sharing something even bigger and better. Ever since I started Big Idea, really ever since I made my first film when I was 8 years old, I've wanted to make movies. Now, making our half-hour videos has been fun, but really, in a way, they were all just practice for what we're making next. Because there's something magical that happens when you're sitting in a packed theater and the lights go down and the curtain goes up and you know you're in for an hour and a half of a really great adventure on the big screen. And that's why I'm here, to invite you to join us for Big Idea's first feature film, based on one of the wildest, wackiest, and best-known stories from the Bible. It's the story of a guy who knew what God wanted him to do, but did the exact opposite, and ended up in one of the stickiest situations ever, the belly of a whale. Way back in 1995, one of the major studios came out to Chicago to visit us, to see if we were capable of making an animated feature film. Now at that time, there were only 10 of us, and we were working in the front offices of a screw manufacturing plant. And they took a look around, the whole place smelled like machine oil, and decided, no, we weren't ready. Well, over the last 6 years, we've been pouring ourselves into making bigger and bigger films. And we've grown our team from only 10 back in 1995 to more than 200 today. We've added people like Michael Spooner, Tim Hodge, and Tom Bancroft from Disney Feature Animation, who've worked on films like Mulan and The Lion King. And people like Dan Phillips and Amik and Tom Owens from DreamWorks Feature Animation, who've worked on films like The Road to El Dorado and The Prince of Egypt. We've added their experience to the rest of our team, who got their starts on Veggietales or at other studios around the country. All of these people have joined us because they wanted to figure out how to use their gifts to make the world a better place. And now they're all contributing to the movie we're eager to show you in a setting like this, Jonah.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me.
As an art director, I can just say that it's the best thing that I've worked on.
It's very exciting to be able to be telling a story like this.
I am very grateful for this opportunity.
I really feel that a lot of family entertainment has lost morals and values.
When I first came here, the first few months, what I noticed was there were more people who were interested in changing the world to be a better place than I'd met since I was 16 years old.
To be part of what Big Idea is doing, to be part of their agenda, to come alongside and support them in what they're trying to do has been really exciting.
It's something that I'm very proud to have worked on because it's more than just a laugh fest. You know, people are going to take a little bit of it home with them.
The storyteller in me wants to tell you about the whole movie, but we don't have 90 minutes, and my friends at Big Idea would put me in the belly of something if I gave everything away before the movie's released. But here's a peek.
We'll all find out a lot in the story of Jonah.
Yeah, like how it feels to be whale chow.
What? What did he say?
Oh, nothing.
So the story starts with Bob the Tomato and Dad Asparagus taking a bunch of the Veggie kids to a Twippo concert.
I get to meet Twippo.
And they're driving through the woods, singing a Twippo song.
He slips on a banana peel, so up in the sky.
Dad's playing the guitar.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
And the map is blowing away, and it's dark, and it's out in the woods.
And they end up getting their tires shot out by a porcupine, careening off the side of the road.
And the van ends up crashing down a hill down by the river,
where they find a seafood restaurant, an old abandoned seafood restaurant. So they go over there to see if they can find a phone.
And the seafood restaurant is has a kind of a very mysterious Twilight Zone feel to it.
And that's where they find the pirates who don't do anything.
How's it going? Hey.
Swashbuckling gang of pirates.
It's really a cornucopia of vegetable casting.
All of our favorite veggies appear in the movie.
We've pulled together the whole cast. It's a big story. It's sort of a veggie tale of epic proportions.
It's a group of these characters that step into roles for every project we do. And in this one, they're in a biblical epic.
So the pirates decide to tell the veggies, Bob and Dad Asparagus and the kids, the story of Jonah. Now for our version of Jonah, we picked Archibald Asparagus. Money is no object.
He is our upper crusty English gentleman.
Thank you. You're too kind. We thought he would be a great choice for Jonah just because he wants to keep everything going. He wants everything to be perfect. And of course, in the story of Jonah, everything goes horribly wrong.
You know I don't like those people.
Jonah is a famous prophet. He's known, throughout the region as, just a guy who brings a message from the Lord. And when Jonah talks, people listen.
Every night before he went to sleep, Jonah would pray and ask God if there was a new message for him to deliver.
So we established Jonah as, he's our hero. He's the guy God can count on.
So God has given Jonah an instruction to go to Nineveh and tell them, basically, to cut it out.
Oh, this is going to be great! The bad guys finally getting what they deserve!
Because the Ninevites, the people of Nineveh, number one, they're Israel's arch enemy. Number two, the Bible tells us that they didn't know right from wrong.
They lied. They stole. But worst of all, they slapped people with fishes.
Are these fish fresh?
Jonah doesn't want to go. He hates the Ninevites. He doesn't think they deserve God's mercy.
But Nineveh should get no chance to turn.
He thinks he has a better idea.
Please don't send me there with a message of your mercy.
So, instead of going to Nineveh, as you know in the story, he turns and heads the other way. He's going as far away from what God wants him to do as he possibly can.
So Jonah talks the pirates into taking him to Tarshish.
The funny part is, and this is where he gets into trouble, the ship he ends up on is the ship of the pirates who don't do anything. Who, of course, because they're the pirates who don't do anything, have never sailed before.
They sail off to Tarshish. Jonah goes below deck to take a nap, and that's where he meets Khalil.
Technically, Khalil. It's Middle Eastern, it means friendly in Arabic.
He is what will make this movie very, very entertaining.
Khalil is the worm from the story of Jonah, from the biblical account.
Probably the only story in the Bible where a major plot point revolves around a worm.
Jonah and Khalil meet up, and Jonah really doesn't want to have anything to do with Khalil.
So I ran, and I ended up here.
He's running away from God. He's very nervous about that. He just wants to be left alone because things are sort of upside down in his world now.
To Jonah, he's a pest. I mean, just leave me alone. I'm miserable. I don't want to talk to anyone. And Khalil is the kind of guy that you have to love. And so eventually, Jonah allows him to kind of travel with him.
Oh, lovely.
And so off they go, of course, they run into the storm at sea.
Everything goes horribly wrong, and of course Jonah ends up over the side.
Jonah is swallowed by a whale.
And now everyone's in terrible danger, all because of me.
Khalil also, finds his way into the whale as well through a really fun sequence.
My favorite moment in the movie is when Jonah is in the belly of the whale. Our whole set design is based on the Hebrew word Sheol. He went to the belly of Sheol, the graveyard. So as you see in the background, there are ship masts that resemble tombstones and crosses like a graveyard. And it's a point in his life where he realizes he can't do it on his own anymore. He has to rely on a higher power.
And then Jonah is thrown up by the whale, ends up on the beach, goes to Nineveh, where he finally proclaims, that they need to stop it.
Stop being mean, stop lying, stop cheating, and especially stop slapping people with fishes.
My favorite part of the movie I'm not going to talk about because it's at the very end, and I don't want to give it away.
Well, I don't know if I want to give away the ending.
Well, we can't give away the end of the movie now. Let me just say, you'll have to see it to believe it.
You can be restored from your darkest circumstances. Our God is a God of second chances.
We've always had a lot of fun with the music in our videos. So in Jonah, our first movie, we're kicking everything up a notch.
And Jonah, we've got a message for you.
That's pretty good.
In our Veggietales videos, we love to combine great storytelling, memorable characters, wacky music. We're just going to take that idea and expand on it. So we're going to have a lot of songs, just like people have come to expect with Veggietales.
Some of the most memorable music you will ever hear. You're going to be dancing in your seats.
The music is going to be very good in a way that is going to be having people sort of whistling, tapping their feet as they're leaving the theaters.
Kurt does such a great job with the music. David Mullen has also joined us to help with some of the songs, writing and arranging. We have this showstopper tune, sort of a urban gospel choir tune, Second Chances.
It's a great tune. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the fun thing about that one is we've got Anointed joining us.
Singing for the first Veggietale movie, it's an exhilarating, exciting, over-the-top experience.
It's actually a a dream come true.
I'm so excited to be a part of this.
Through the whole story, the music helps to tell the story, and then engaging people into the story through the music, and we end big. So I think the music is great.
In every film we make at Big Idea, we promote a value or a lesson from the Bible. So when Mike and I talked about doing Jonah, at first we had to figure out what the real lesson of the story was.
I know it's about mercy and compassion, but first of all, it has to be about the love of God.
It talks about second chances and God's second chances, and that to me is a really important message.
The most important thing is the message that we put into it. You got pretty colors, we have wonderful sets, great costumes, but it's the story that really changes lives.
Compassion is when you want to help someone who needs help. Mercy is when you give someone a second chance, even though they don't deserve it. This story is about both of them.
But the true central message of Jonah is that God wants to give everyone a second chance. All they have to do is ask. Well, we've got a film to finish, so I need to get back to the studio. And when I get there, I'll join the almost 100 dedicated artists who are working on Jonah right now at Big Idea. So is the monumental task of making Jonah worth it? Well, when we finally get to sit down in a movie theater and watch it on the big screen with our families, knowing that you'll be doing the same, we'll know that we've created an amazing new way for parents to share biblical values with their kids. Now, that's what Big Idea has always been committed to, on small screens in your living room, and now on the big screen. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at the show.
Nothing says action. Yeah! Nothing says fun. Nothing says edge of your seat thrills. Hang on! Like a summer at Grandma's house.
Oh, that's Grandmom to you.
But this is no ordinary Grandma.
What's all this then?
And this is no ordinary house. This summer vacation, the fate of the universe lies in the hands of Jason T. Conrad.
Greetings, Caroline.
His twin sister Michelle.
I'm the cute one.
And 4 flightless friends.
Jason T. Conrad, we need your help.
Fearless commander and cosmic comedian, Captain Sigil.
Look, everybody, go ahead.
Pilot and engineer extraordinaire, First Officer Mitchell.
Your leisure is our pleasure.
Resident genius and intergalactic ukulele player, Dr. Vigil.
I'm so enjoying myself.
And Kevin. Hello. 3, 2, 1 Penguins will take you on the ride of your life.
The galaxy waits for no man.
And no matter what the adventure,
Let the games begin.
Jason and Michelle are picking up what the Penguins are throwing down.
We make a really good team.
3 incredible missions, 2 courageous kids, 1 great time. Get in on the action of Planet Wait Your Turn.
Hey, Bart, lead back.
Save a Bandicoot in Bullamanka.
Sensors indicate phone.
And carry on at a crazy carnival.
This just keeps getting better.
For the kind of fun that really sticks with you. From the studios of Big Idea, 3, 2, 1 Penguins.